and welcome to episode number 17 of the Illuminutty podcast. And I know I promised a very special guest, but unfortunately we ran into some technical difficulties, so we will have to reschedule his appearance. So I'm making this episode a very special recruiting edition instead, and going to discuss the strides that Ohio State is making in not only the 2027 class, but the 28 class and the 29 class. Heck, we even got offers going out to 2030 kids, and if you think that didn't have me checking in the mirror for wrinkles, you would be absolutely wrong, because yes, it did. I felt old, and I still feel old thinking about 20, 30 kids getting college offers already. That's insane, but that's recruiting, and that's part of the business nowadays. We're making great strides for the 2027 class, starting with quarterback Brady Edmonds, who visited, and from what me and Vader are hearing, he did really well at 7-on-7, and he seems to be smoothing out his relationship with Ohio State. Now, he said he's still keeping his options open, but he realizes now that it's a business, and he still wants to be a Buckeye, but, he's doing the smart thing and keeping his options open, and he doesn't have an issue with Ohio State trying to take two in this class if we can get them. But the thing is, me and Vader both think we're in a good spot for Vargas, and he is an elite quarterback. He even said he models his game after C.J. Stroud. I think we're doing great work in the trenches. I like where we stand with. And Podfather, help me out. How did you say it was said?
He pronounces his name Marcus Facatho.
That's not how I thought it was spelled, but that's why you're the Podfather.
Well, I may have even messed that up, because I think it's Facathu, like two, but with a TH sound. So maybe, I think it's actually Marcus Facathu. There you go.
And I think he's elite. And for everyone that melted down when Cassie Curry committed to Texas, I think we're making great strides for Carlos May, and he is a mover. I've even watched his track film, and when a big man can move like that, that is impressive. And I mean, we are looking at a renaissance for Larry Johnson. Like, if we can bring in DJ Jacobs, Wyatt Smith, Marcus, Carlos Mayo, and then to top it off, we got Jameer Weiss, and we're looking good for Kellen Hall. We're making strides with Tyson Swan. Like, all these people that were down on Larry Johnson, man, we gotta give this guy his props. We're looking at a renaissance for his career, man. And I challenge anyone that can think of a better D-line class than the guys I just named. And they're all versatile and very athletic. And to have these guys in a Matty P defense is going to be amazing. I can only imagine the different lineups and scenarios we can throw at people. Not to mention Kalen Bailey coming in from Glenville. All things looking good there. And our second, there are no slouches. We just got Jaden Carey out of St. Thomas Aquinas. This is insane. And Monsanto Torber is set to commit July 1st, same day as Marcus. So, we're looking at very special class, and it's only getting better in 2028. And all buzz surrounding Ohio State right now is we've landed another big receiver that is going to help take the pressure off the 2027 class a little bit. There's rumblings that Jet Harrison, little brother of Marvin Harrison, has committed to Ohio State. I'm super excited about this, and like I said, this is going to help ease some pressure off some 2027 kids. So, for those of you out there in Buckeye Nation who were angsty, take a deep breath. Things are looking good. I still think we're in a good spot for Blake Wong. Could we get Jordan Donahue? Could we put our best foot forward for Monchon Sales? Things are bubbling, but we got things under control. And like I said, I love what we're doing in the trenches, especially because we got a good offensive line haul in this class. We got two elite edge guys and DJ Jacobs and Wyatt Smith. We're working on bringing interior guys, and I think we're going to be very multifaceted on defense. We can mix and match fronts. We can do 4-2-5. You might see a little 3-4. Larry Johnson's never going to abandon his 4-3 schemes. This is just, it's going to be a fun thing to watch. And I love the type of kids we're bringing in. They all seem like high character kids that want to be here. I'm really excited about Jaden Carey. I know he wasn't a 5-star in the rankings, and some services had him ranked as a 3-star, but when you're coming out of a program like St. Thomas Aquinas and you're showing out and thumping guys and matching up against way bigger wide receivers and holding your own, and the coaches rave about your football intelligence and your maturity and your commitment to the weight room, your star ranking doesn't bother me at all. And not to mention Deontay Malone, the kid we got out of Massillon. I love when we bring Ohio kids in. You guys know me. Ohio recruiting is what I gravitate to the most. Obviously, being an Ohio person myself, I love when we can get hometown kids to suit up for the Buckeyes and stay home and build something and bring in championships and make their own legacies here at home and just keep it in state, because that's big. We gotta lock down those borders, and especially with everything that's going on with Northwestern right now, making inroads with Jaden Davis and Kenny Norman and the defensive end D-tackle out of Middleton and Kenny Norman out of Lakota West, respectively. They're going to Northwestern. Kentucky's made some inroads with Reed Gherkin and Dominic Black, which honestly hurt my heart, and I know it hurt Podfather because we were both very high on Dominic Black. I really thought he could really contribute here. I had him ranked as one of, if not the best offensive linemen in Ohio, and there's rumblings that we could be turning up the heat again on Khalil Johnson if he has a big year. I've heard that he's really dedicated himself to the weight room and everything. Now, LSU is really making things interesting on that front. But there are things going on at other programs, guys, that you really need to keep an eye on. According to Vader, things, there are people at Oregon, certain players that we recruited heavily that are getting over-recruited on right now that we may see enter the portal. Things could get really interesting. Like, I've still not shut the door on maybe seeing Chaz Coleman in future if he can get things right. I don't know what's going on with him personally. It could be he just doesn't feel like playing football anymore. That's within his right if that's the case. But there's always something happening in recruiting, guys, and Ohio State is doing its best to be at the forefront of NIL and managing these kids and what we offer them. I mean, you see Tennessee and Oregon throwing money at these kids left and right, and then very next class doing the same for highly ranked kids in that class. It's not sustainable. We got to just take a breath and understand how lucky we are that we have such a stable program at Ohio State. And I just wanted to take a moment to say that, and I appreciate what Ryan Day's doing. Parents have said how much they can see that Ryan Day cares about his players, and it's more than football for him. Obviously, we talked about over on Patreon how, especially with Father's Day coming up, how important it is for these kids to have people in their lives that see them as more than just football players and just a means to win games. And I know I brought it up before, but every time we talk about this, I can't help but come back to Harry Miller, one of my personal favorite stories, even though he didn't end up playing football here. He's such a great story and such a great human being. To go from being that down and that sad into hear that Ryan Day made such a difference in his life. He actually credits him for saving his life. So mental health issues are not a joke, especially in the pressure cooker society that is called high-level college football right now. I mean, you got the transfer portal, you got NIL coming at these kids left and right. Quentin Cipher had to come out and declare that he's shutting down his recruitment, and I have a feeling that had a lot to do with other programs and stuff just blowing up his phone and the constant just push and pull of, you gotta balance. Your family wants you to do this. You want to do this. You're talking to press and they're asking questions and you're only 18, 19, sometimes only 17 years old if you reclassify. I can't imagine dealing with all this at that young of an age. I I don't know about any of you guys, but I will be the first to admit that I was not the smartest teenager out there in the world, and I don't know how I would have handled all that. I probably would have ran in the corner and hid myself away. I don't like being out in public. Heck, this is me being outgoing. I this is football. I can do football, but you start throwing all that other crap at me, I can't imagine what my life would be like. And to balance it and also be training to be a high level athlete is insane to me. I don't know how these kids have any free time just to relax, take a breath, and be kids. I honestly kind of feel bad for them at a certain point because it's like, do they really get a chance to be kids? Because you really only get that chance once. I mean, yeah, they're making a ton of money, but it comes at a cost. And when you go to a program like Ohio State that's willing to say, hey, we're here for you regardless of whether your career plans out here, and even if it doesn't, we'll help establish another path for you. That means something. And I hear it all the time. I'm with parents when they talk about the program and kids that come in and they're like blown away by, wow, my chat with Larry Johnson and my chat with Ryan and Day and Cortez Hankton and stuff isn't always about football. That's great. Like, their lives don't have to always be about football. I'm sure it's nice for them to kind of take the helmet off, both physically and metaphorically, and just, unload every once in a while and just, take a breath, decompress. And like I said, the next few classes are going to be special. Elijah Newman Hall was on campus, and let me tell you, when he first committed, I was one of the first that were like, okay, he's a 28 kid. Can we take a breath? Like, he might not even sign here. From all that's being said, he's locked in and he is special. I think we're still good to land DGG, and let me tell you, that would be one heck of a tandem. And I mentioned before, we made an offer to a 2030 running back, which is crazy to say. Cooper Jones, and I mean, when I read that I was just blown away. And I did an evaluation for him, but I said in my evaluation, I'll monitor him from year to year, because things can change. These kids' bodies, they change. The what they want changes. So I'm gonna keep an eye out on his film. From everything I see, he's got the vision, he's got the speed, he's a receiving threat, he's 5'11", 185. Help me, Podfather, what school is he from again? I can't pull it up right now, and for some reason my notes are frozen.
Who are we talking about, dear?
Uh, Cooper Jones.
Oh, the 2030 kid?
Yep.
Westlake High School in Austin, Texas.
Yep. And like I said, he's got vision, he's got speed, but let's just keep all our horses in the stables for right now. He's still young, very promising, or he wouldn't have the offer. And get this, he's got 40 offers and counting, so we're not the only one that got on this train early, but like, wow, guys, we're talking a kid that is not even a freshman in high school yet. That's crazy to me. But are we? What do you guys think? Are we getting ridiculous with this? Are we offering kids too early? Um, I know we took a commitment from Brady Edmonds early, and now we're dealing with this. Would you rather us wait on commitments and just focus on building relationships, or do you like the fact that there's young men out there that say, no, I want to go to Ohio State, I know where I want to go, let me just commit now, and hopefully they stay ride or die with us? Or do you get sick of the constant nail biting and the back and forth and the speculation? I mean, it's job security for me, so I kind of enjoy it. So, I mean, it can be a bit nerve wracking, even for the kids and the families, I'm sure. So, I want your guys' opinion. Are you excited about these incoming classes? Uh, do you like the idea that we're sending out offers to 2029 kids and 20, 30 kids already? And do you think we take commitments too early? Do you think it varies from prospect to prospect? Is it all right if you take a commitment from a 5-star and hope that their bodies develop at the rate you think they will and they stay elite and stuff? Or would you rather wait, like I said, and just build a relationship? There's a middle ground. Would you rather commitments stay silent and just not be publicized? Do you see a route where that becomes more of a future thing, or does that open things up more for speculation, like where a recruit can turn around and say, "No, I wasn't committed. I don't know what they're talking about. I wasn't committed to that school. I was always committed over here. What are you talking about?" I mean, what's your opinion, Podfather? Do you think we're headed towards a future where silent commitments become more of the thing to do?
It's a good question. I I don't know about the silent commitments. I think that offering kids who are haven't played one snap of high school football is a little ridiculous. At least let's see what you look like as a freshman, right?
Yeah,
Um, but it's the world in which we live in now these days. Um, so it is what it is. The silent commitment thing is interesting because to me, it's about as it's about as solid as baby poop.
yep. I feel
It's it's like, hey, I silently commit to you. Okay, well then we will silently let everybody know.
it's like it's like, oh yeah, I'm engaged to be married to, but don't tell nobody.
Right, yeah. So I don't take a lot of value in that. If that's a trend these days, I guess, then I'm just kind of like whatever. Uh, to me, that's very weak. Even commitments these days aren't necessarily um, solid either. I mean, how many times have we seen kids commit and then decommit and then recommit to someone else? That's a very common thing in football these days too now because these kids they get an offer, they get excited, they're on campus to make a commitment, and then they go back home, they start to think about it again. They're like, I'm not sure that that's really where I want to go. I mean, think about when we were in high school. I mean, we changed like the wind too on things, you
Yep.
know. So it's hard for me to really be upset or mad at these kids. My whole thing is if you're not ready to commit, don't commit. Just wait. But we're speeding everything up. Now there's going to be I would not be shocked if the early commitment period is moved up from December to like August.
Yep. Honestly, I think that would almost be better because the the December thing, I just didn't really like it. It's so hectic and just we gotta get things scheduled to where the solid kids, the ones that know for sure where they want to go, can say, yeah, I'm done with the process. I'm shutting my phone down. Ohio State or wherever is where I want to be. I can sign now and just be done. But, like, I understand that it's a big business and, it generates clicks and generates stuff to talk about. And I'm here to talk about it. That's why you brought me into the show. I love talking about it, but honestly, it does get hectic and you hear so much all the time from different places, different sources. I mean, these kids are coached up on how to answer questions like you never know what these parents are telling them to say. I mean, you gotta understand a lot. Some of these kids are when they get offered this kind of money, it's life changing. But that also comes with a lot of responsibility for them. I'm sure it would for me if I got offered that kind of money. I guarantee I'd have family members looking at me like, so when when are we going on vacation? And how many rooms are you booking me in the hotel? Where's the pool? Where's the 4-car garage? All that stuff. So like, I can understand the pressure and everything, but I wanted to celebrate what I think is a renaissance for especially Larry Johnson and Ohio State recruiting in general. We got a loaded 2027 class. We're in a good spot for multiple high-end 2028 prospects, 2029 kids. I mean, it's going to be something special. And couple that with Maddie P's defense, it's going to be crazy to watch and a fun time to be a Buckeye. And I apologize for those of you guys expecting a guest tonight. Buddhist 5199 was supposed to join me, but we ran into technical difficulties. But we'll get it worked out, and I will have him on the show. He's a great friend of mine. Those of you that don't know him, you're gonna love him. Um, I'm working things out with Jamal Luke. He wants to come on the show. Tyson Gentry wants to come on. I loved him, by the way. If you didn't see the show that he did with Sean and Nate on Buckeye Zone, please check that out. Check both their books out. I finished Jamal's Kindle edition of his book the other day. It was amazing, inspiring. I've ordered Tyson's book. I'm sure I will find it equally as inspiring. He's a very talented writer, and I plan on ordering his other books as well. support your Buckeyes and all that they do to help this community get better, help them share their stories, help me build my channel. Check us out over on Patreon. Check out the database if you liked everything I talked about on the show tonight. You'll get that and much more over on the database. We're constantly keeping them updated. You'll get my evaluations, Vader's evaluations, and rankings. Like, we even have kids on there that haven't even been offered yet that I think deserve a look, and Vader thinks deserve a look. We get Podfather's insights. You get comments from Schrock. We play games over on the Super Secret Show. You'll see Grumpy Cat have his legendary meltdowns. You get Alex and Grumpy Cat sniping at each other like an old married couple. That's always fun to watch. Come join us. It's a good time. Support the show. Like, subscribe, and share. Buy some merchandise. Helps me get paid. Who doesn't want to do that? And as always, OH, go Bucks, and Scum still sucks.